Good night. Welcome to Conversation with Rupert Burke. Of course, this is Rupert here in New York. Share the link, everybody. Welcome. How you guys are doing? First show for the week. Let me say good night to a few of you. Sorry for the late start. Share the link, everybody. Anybody who is watching this show, if you're watching from Facebook, like, follow me on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Take a moment and subscribe right now to my YouTube page. And if you like the content, you know, smash those emoji buttons. Let me see you liking the program. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up. Come on, everybody watching right now, give me some heart. Like the program. Give me some thumbs up. All right, we're going to take this program to a new level this week. So everybody want to look out for some changes, stuff like that. So I want to thank Coretta Reynolds. Good night. Paulie Innes from Linden watching. Rita Savory, a regular. I have to send you a commendation award. Donna McDonald, good night. Mike, good night. Sorry, where you guys are watching from? Text me, let me know. Share the link, everybody. Let me just type that in here. Share the link, everybody. If you're watching me from Europe, good morning. If you're watching me from Africa, good morning. I'm seeing people actually from Nigeria watching me right now. Good morning to the folk in Nigeria. And again, like I always do, the last show, I'm going to recap where people in the world watch from and what major cities. So I'll get into that just now. Share the link, everybody. We're doing some interactive program right now. I'm responding to some things. Share the link. All right. If you're watching me from Guyana, good night. If you're watching me from the United States here in Brooklyn, New York, and on the East Coast, good night. Watching me from the West Coast, good evening. All the way in Arizona, good evening. My sister's in Arizona, good evening. So, the people in Bartica, good evening to you guys. Come on, share the link, everybody. Share the link, share the link. All right, so let me see where persons watched the show from the last time. On our last show, which was last Thursday. Let me see here. Wow. Waiting for it to come up. Oh, sorry. Let me just put that my other phone here on mute. Share the link in the meantime. Share the link, everybody, far and wide. Getting to all your Guyanese groups, share the link. We're going to have a good show here tonight. We're going to talk about Guyana Police Force corruption and so on and so on and so on and so on and so forth. We have a certain attorney in Guyana that says that, so on and so forth. All right, so let's see here. All right, waiting for it to come up. Checking for oh wow. Okay, for the last show, we had age, wow, 18 to 24. 18 to 24. This is the age range that watched the last show. The age range of 18 to 24, we had 13.5%. 25 to 34, so we're reaching the younger audience. 25 to 34, 16%. 35 to 45, 20%. And 45 and over, 18%. And I'm not going to go down the rest, but those are the major. It was 57.3% women, 42.7% men. Top countries: Guyana, 23,000. So the last show, 23,000 people from Guyana watched that show. The United States, 9,000. Canada, 1,100. United Kingdom, 800. And this is how the cities it went. Georgetown, 17,000. New York, 10,000. Sorry, I mixed that up there. New York, 5.6 thousand. This in New York. These are the top cities. Linden, Guyana, 1,500. New Amsterdam, 593. Belladrum, 403. Plaisance, 304. And the others is in the hundreds. So that's the kind of, keep sharing the link, everybody. That's the demographics. We have some people, 209 watch from Nigeria. 3 persons watch from Japan. Okay, I know who those are. And they got a whole lot of countries: Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad, etc., etc., etc. So tonight, keep sharing the link, everybody. Share the link. Get into all your Guyanese groups and share the link on all across your platforms. Share the link. So tonight, I want to talk about police corruption in Guyana. Police corruption in Guyana. So as everybody knows, this young man, who's called Bricks, was kidnapped last week. We've seen all right, so I'll get you his name. But his last name is David. Joshua David. 28-year-old Joshua David, called Bricks. He was abducted on Main Street. There's video of his abduction, kidnapping, basically. And over, not last weekend, but the weekend before, you had Big Smith News, you have Travis Chase reporting that a senior police officer attempted to obstruct the investigation. A senior police officer at deputy commissioner level and CGID. That information also came to CGID. That a senior officer attempted to obstruct the investigation. By telling the investigators, stop the search for the abductee, the kidnapped victim. Stop it on Friday and resume on Monday. And the investigators believe that this obstruction was intended to allow the persons who kidnapped this young man to move him alive or move his body. I think some other people intervened and the search continued, but by then the obstruction was already created. And according to investigators, and the information CGID has, was corroborated by several newspapers and news entities: Travis Chase, Big Smith News, Kaieteur News, that the senior officer passed allegedly information to the criminals. This senior officer of the Guyana police force was tipping off the criminals about every move the Guyana police force was making, allegedly, to find them and who are the investigators on the matter. And according to the investigators who sent information to CGID, they believe that this police officer deliberately compromised the investigation, this and other investigations, and more importantly, deliberately put the police officers investigating the matter, put their lives at risk. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. A senior police officer in Guyana, in the Guyana police force, according to his own colleagues, compromised a kidnapping investigation and deliberately put the lives of the investigators at risk. Meaning he could have gotten them killed. He was setting them up to be killed by tipping off the investigators where they're going, where they're searching, who they're getting information from. And more importantly, share the link, everybody. When they searched the phone numbers of, the cell phones of certain criminals, they found communication between the senior officer of the Guyana police force and the criminals. And in one case, the head of a criminal gang was referring to the senior police officer as boss. That's my boss. He is my boss. He is controlling the criminal gangs by admission of the criminals, allegedly. I didn't see the text messages, but this information came from Guyana police force sources. Not no little by police, not no constable or no sergeant. It came from senior levels in the Guyana police force. This is serious business. A senior official who we subsequently learned is a deputy police commissioner, or at least another news agency outed a deputy commissioner as the person under suspicion. Share the link, everybody. Keep sharing the link. Share the link. That's important. And I hope Paul Slow and Mr. Conway will pick up on this matter. This is serious. This is jail. This is jail. Keep sharing the link, everybody. Whoever did this should be arrested, prosecuted, and if convicted, put in jail. They're running around the place trying to set up people, even abroad. It shows how corrupt the guy. I have been saying that the leadership of the Guyana police force should be dismantled. The number, the telephone number of someone in the Guyana police force who is allegedly at the level of a deputy commissioner was found communicating with criminals and tipping criminals off, allegedly, especially criminals in the abduction case. Up to now, they can't find the body or the man. But all of a sudden, all of the suspects surrendered. And Kaichur News is reporting that there is communication from the senior police officer, allegedly, there's communication that the senior police officer tell the crooks, hey, y'all gonna put me in trouble, y'all turn yourself in at this point in time. There's not much evidence against you guys, turn yourself in. Because if the longer it go on, you're gonna blow my cover in the police force as the liaison of the criminals. So they turned themselves in. Who's the boss? Remember that I said the boss? If you have control of criminals like that, you're their boss. And let me tell you what this is reminiscent of. In 2007, I think, US federal agents and journalists in Guyana uncovered that Barjagde, who was then president, his minister of home affairs with responsibility for national security, was head of a criminal gang that was killing people and conducting kidnappings, including kidnapping American diplomats and US citizens and business people, some of whom were killed, and conducting extrajudicial killings. Hundreds of young black men, these guys were killing up in Guyana. And every time they were about to make a kill, or after they successfully killed somebody, they reported allegedly to Ganraj, Barrett Jagdeo's Minister of National Security. And Barrett Jagdeo denied it. And it was the US government under George Bush who issued a statement condemning Barrett Jagdeo's government. As a matter of fact, Barrett Jagdeo's government was sanctioned by the US government because of their affiliation with serious criminals. Sanctioned. And that's how Ganraj resigned. And you know what they did? So as not to allow him to face prosecution, instantly Barrett Jagdeo gave him diplomatic immunity and made him ambassador to India. And he stayed there for the duration of Barrett Jagdeo's presidency. They hide him away in India as an ambassador under diplomatic immunity. Never faced justice. Nobody from the death squad never faced justice. You had several police officers in that death squad, but the death squad was operating separately. I'll do another show on that to educate our young people. I have the statement. Right now, I'm on the website of the State Department. Anybody could go on the website. As a matter of fact, let us go on the website together. Because you know Barrett Jagdeo is going to say Borglai. Let me share my screen with you. Let me share my screen with you. This is the statement the United States government under the George Bush administration issued on April 2nd, 2005. Sorry, I correct that. I said 2006 or 7, it's 2005. Heading: the United States is concerned by the government of Guyana's decision to reinstate former Home Affairs Minister Ronald Ganraj. Now, let me tell you what happened. After it was discovered that Ronald Godraj was the head of this death squad. Barrett Jagdeo appointed a commission of inquiry because it was widespread condemnation throughout the country and in the international community. Barrett Jagdeo appointed a commission of inquiry. And here are the deceitful terms of the commission of inquiry. The commission must inquire whether or not there is evidence that Ronald Godraj was involved in extrajudicial killing of persons. In other words, the commission was to find out whether Ronald Godraj killed people himself. And Barrett Jagdeo knew that that wasn't the case. He wasn't out there shooting people. So obviously the commission was going to be a failed exploration. So when the commission came back and said, well, we find no evidence that this man was involved directly in killing, Barrett Jagdeo, he went on leave during the investigation, and Barrett Jagdeo had the temerity, the balls to reinstate the criminal back in the cabinet to continue to kill black people. Enters the United States State Department into the fray. And here is what the United States State Department said. And this is for everybody who think Barrett Jagdeo is some skillful, innocent politician. He's a cold-blooded killer. Here's what the State Department said. The United States is deeply concerned, and you could read it, by this decision of the government of Guyana to reinstate former Home Affairs Minister Ronald Godraj. A Guyanese commission of inquiry looking into his links to the so-called Phantom Death Squad has found serious procedural irregularities in his official conduct related to his involvement with individuals who have allegedly carried out extrajudicial killings. So even though Godraj did pull the trigger, the commission said they found that he had links to the people doing it. And the United States government continued in the statement issued by, at the time, there you are, Richard Boucher, the Assistant Secretary of State for Public Affairs under President George Bush. We believe significant questions remain unanswered regarding his involvement in serious criminal activities. The United States and the government of Guyana enjoy close, cordial relations and share an important bilateral agenda. However, Godraj's resumption of a key ministry with direct authority over law enforcement activities in Guyana undermines the rule of law in the country. We will be looking at the range of assistance we provide to the government of Guyana in order to protect the integrity of the agenda, particularly in the areas of governance and law enforcement. That's the United States saying, listen, we can take away all the funding and sanction you. So it's not Rickford Burke says so. Barrett Jagdeo come Thursday and say, Burke lie. You go on the State Department website and read it for yourself. The US government had to tell Barrett Jagdeo, if you don't get this damn criminal out of cabinet, we're going to make you pay. And Barrett Jagdeo whisked him off to India under the cloud of diplomatic immunity. So he couldn't be prosecuted or he couldn't be held internationally. That's the nature of the PPP government. To continue my discussion about the current corruption in the Guyana police force. Now, after CGID, Kaichor News, Travis Chase News, GTV, or whatever it is, exposed the corruption, the PPP news entity, Guyana Daily News, it's a department of PPP. Don't fool yourself. It is proprietors who are no stranger to crime, or some of its proprietors, no stranger to crime. They decide to act as the PR agents or publicists for a certain police deputy commissioner of Guyana. And let me read you what Guyana Daily News wrote. Mind you, no one called any names, but CGID did threaten on Sunday to release the name. So as a preemptive strike, they're paying attention. As a preemptive strike to CGID releasing the name of the deputy commissioner of the police officer who is allegedly been communicating with the criminals and who some of the criminals have referred to as their boss. Guyana Daily News published an article on Sunday in an attempt to absolve a certain senior police officer. I'm trying to find it. I had it here, but I lost it. I'm going to find it. Let's exercise some patience. We'll get to it, and I'll share it with you so you could read for yourself. Guyana Daily News jumped out, and they actually did a disservice to the police officer because, in fairness, nobody called anybody's names. It's something with these policemen. Remember when Travis Trace published an article saying a police officer was caught with hundreds of millions of dollars in his account, and then Brutus sent a lawyer's letter to Travis? Same thing here. All right, let's get it. I found it. Let me share so we could all read together so they can't say Burke is lying. Burke is making up stuff. Here is the Guyana Daily News article. Read with me. Nobody called Rabindranath Budran's name. He's a deputy police commissioner responsible for operations. Sorry, administration. Acting deputy. His substantive position is an assistant commissioner. Guyana Daily News. No evidence to support allegations against DC Budran. The man is not even confirming, though. He's acting he's really an assistant police commissioner. Over the past couple of weeks, the Guyana Police Force has been under attack by persons who use social media as their weapon. I wonder what Bar Jack Dave does every Thursday. I wonder what critics the representative of the PPP does every day. When all of a sudden people using social media once you're not supportive of the PPP, you're using social media as a weapon. As of recent, allegations have made its way into the public domain, suggesting that Deputy Commissioner of Police Admin Rabindranath Budran may be involved in wrongdoing. They say what wrongdoing. However, the report, which was published in a newspaper on Sunday, did not provide any form of credible evidence to substantiate the claims. What was the article about on Sunday? It was in the Culture News. that a senior police officer was passing information about police operations, police sources and methods, and the names of investigators to criminals. Says the Daily News, Guyana Daily News. However, the report, which was published in the newspaper on Sunday, did not provide any form of credible evidence to substantiate the claims, evidence that could stand up in a court of competent jurisdiction. Somebody put that, that's right there. Somebody put that. Some lawyer or would rather law degree. So somebody tell them put in that sentence in. So the standard to investigate Budrang for wrongdoing based on the Guyana Daily News, which is an official news outlet of the PPP. Make no mistake about that. The standard to initiate an investigation from Budrang is credible evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that could stand up in a court of competent jurisdiction. I thought that's what an investigation does. Find out, probe for evidence, and if there's evidence, then you charge and prosecute. No, that's not the PPP standard. If you want to investigate our crooks, you have to bring substantial evidence to convince a jury beyond a shadow of a doubt before we even think of an investigation. That's the PPP standard. The Daily News article then switched to become the publicist of the PR person for Budrang. The DC's reputation has been under attack recently as persons believe that he may be promoted to a higher office. So they question the motives. If you just discover something, don't say anything because it might be construed that you're attacking him because he's up for promotion. This is unwelcoming news for some who fear a change. Mr. Budrang is well qualified and respected in his sphere of law enforcement. Yes, we know he's well respected. Well, if what the Daily News is implying, he seemed to also be well respected by the criminals, right? I mean, Daily News is also saying that he has widespread respect from the criminals. Indeed, it is alleged that some of the gang members call him their boss. So, Guyana Daily News, thank you for this piece of information. The DC graduated the deputy commissioner. He's not a deputy commissioner. He's to be promoted now, I understand. Graduated with a law degree from the University of Guyana, has numerous overseas training and intelligence and other areas, and he holds a master's degree. We don't give two flying fish about his degrees, Guyana Daily News and PPP. We don't give two flying fish about his master's degree. We want to know if it is true or not that he is giving information to criminals. Is it true that his phone number is in the phones of criminals? Is it true that there's text message exchanges between Budrang and criminals? Is it true that he controls the criminals in certain gangs? Is it true that he gave information to the abductors of Mr. David? We don't care about his qualifications. We don't care about his expertise, alleged expertise in law enforcement and intelligence matters. I know they're going to cook up a story and say, well, the numbers that his phone was found in are informants, confidential informants. Lying. His own police investigators are saying if it's him, and the Guyana Daily News is implying it's him, and they've done a disservice to him. They thought they were preemptively attacking. They outed the man. they outed the man as the alleged criminal liaison in the Guyana police force. Is it true that Budram gave the criminals who abducted David Joshua David information about a police investigation? Is that true? We don't want Daily News to answer that. Mr. Budram must come out and answer that and say whether or not it's true his telephone number with text message exchanges were found in the phone of criminals. That's number one. But it is not Mr. Budram's responsibility to carry out this. The PPP government has an obligation to launch an investigation, a genuine, independent investigation. They like call black people criminals, and they like call black people. Barjabit jumps up every Thursday. That one is a criminal. Everybody black is a criminal. When his own damn people in his government and the police force are the alleged criminals. It is hard now to distinguish who's the criminal and who's the police. Who's the criminal and who's the police? We don't know. They're indistinguishable. Indistinguishable. But there's news, more bad news for Guyana. This afternoon, and this afternoon, another Big Smith news, and we know Big Smith news is very close to the leadership of the Guyana police force. So I would presume that this information would not have been published without the knowledge, if not and or consent of the police commissioner, because we know that, I don't think Big Smith News would publish something that is adverse to the leadership of the Guyana police force. So let us go again to the actual facts. Let me share my screen with you. Keep sharing the link, press those thumbs up and heart buttons and emojis and so on and so on. Big State News reports Watts Karambash to be McBean's seniors in deputy commissioner promotion. So McBean has been a deputy commissioner for years, assistant commissioner for years. But because the Guyana police, because the PPP don't want him to become commissioner, they're superseding him in his promotion. They want their own people. So this is what Big Smith News says. Assistant Commissioners of Administration, Ravindranath Budram, the same man Guyana Daily News said that the press is attacking as the leak in the Guyana, the snitch police officer, and the one who's in bed with criminals. Assist law enforcement, Deputy Commissioner Law Enforcement, acting, I guess, Wendell Blanham. Deputy Commissioner, acting operations, Errol Watts, Head of Special Organized Crime Unit First Fazil Karimbash, and Regional Commander 4A Simon McBean will be promoted to the rank of deputy commissioners. And I understand this is from late October, in late October. The newscast, this news outlet, Big Smith News, went on to say, except for Assistant Commissioners McBean and Blanham, the other three candidates have all had incidents that have tainted their policing career at some point. I know why he excluded Blanham from that, because Blanham was implicated and removed as crime chief before. It was alleged that he even failed a lie detector test during the Granger administration. Assistant Commissioner Blanham was transferred out of Budram, was transferred out of F Division during the David Granger administration after playing with cocaine, landed at an illegal airstrip while he was commander. There was also an incident where, under his command, while stationed in the then Police B Division, which is Borbies, as a subdivisional officer, alleged cocaine was confiscated by the police and it was swapped and replaced with flour. I don't think this is Big Smith News coming up with this information on its own. This is somebody in the police force giving Big Smith News information, did on research. I could be wrong, so Big Smith News don't come for me. But I suspect that this information, it's too detailed. It's too detailed. I could be wrong. But this is somebody in the police force did their research on these officers. Assistant Commissioner Watts and his ability to effectively supervise and command came into question. Again, this is not language by a journalist. I could be wrong, but anyway. His ability to effectively supervise and command, this is police language, came into question when as Assistant Commissioner of Police, he was seen on video tumbling to the ground as he wrestled with a civilian in Region 3. There was also the issue where, while he had a special branch, operatives from that unit chased down a car driven by a police sergeant and opened fire. In a case of alleged mistaken identity, we don't believe it was mistaken identity, and the information was that Watts gave the orders. Assistant Commissioner Watts rose to fame when he was accused of stealing fuel and pumping gas into his private vehicle while stationed in the then Police B Division. Now, I went back and checked in the press. I didn't see any of this, but anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. Assistant Commissioner Karimbash is also no stranger to attracting negative press to himself. Most notably, whenever the name Karimbash is mentioned, there are many sex allegations which have been leveled against him over the years and dotted his policing career, involving serving members of the Guyana Police Force. This is Big Smith News doing a good job on these guys. Hey, reporters report. We wish we could have some more of this kind of investigative reporting. Seems very convenient to me. But what Big Smith News did not mention is the fact that now Budram is being looked at, thanks to the Guyana Daily News, as the person who police investigators say have connections to criminal gangs and drug lords. In spite of all of this, the Guyana Police Force, the PPP government is promoting these people to deputy commissioner. The Guyana government is promoting Let me start with number one. Budram, who, according to Big Smith News, was so negligent or complicit, allegedly negligent or complicit, that a plane landed with cocaine in his district. Not once. These kind of allegations surface against Budram. But under his command again, cocaine that was seized was swapped out for flour. You correlate that with the fact that now they're saying his phone number is allegedly stored in the phones of major criminals and drug lords in the country. And his own police officers are apparently alleging that he, Budram, has ties to the criminals who abducted Joshua David, and that he allegedly, apparently, provided information to these criminals that led them to become aware of intimate operations to find them. And who are the investigators? Anybody remember the movie Dirty Harry? Dirty Harry of the Guyana Police Force is being promoted. Or the several Dirty Harrys in the Guyana Police Force. And then you get a man who thief fuel, allegedly thief fuel, a man who allegedly raping and sexually assaulting police women, a man who allegedly assaulting civilians, a man who put in allegedly his officers to open fire on colleague police officers that they want killed. All of these people. And I recall that under the former government, Paul Slow, who was then the chair of the police commission, saying that these officers were not promoted because they have serious criminal allegations against them. And Ali was like, those are our people. We want them promoted. Give me a break. I don't care who you rape. We don't give a damn about women who are victims of sexual assault. We want them promoted so that we could get them in there to protect us and go after our enemies. That's it. That's all they're concerned about. Putting their own people in there to protect them and go use the police powers to go after their enemies. That's it. That's the PPP's modus operandi. One police officer sent me this text. He said, it seems as though to get fast track promotion in the Guyana Police Force, you have to become a criminal. A senior police officer, I kid you not, sent me this today. But it seems as though in order to get fast track promotion in the Guyana Police Force, you have to become a criminal. police officers are now wondering, are they ever going to find Joshua David's body? In the meantime, Budram sit down at the residence of the president and have nubbin and going to get promoted. Deputy commissioner. Poor Hicken. The PPP want to give Hicken a reward. Oh, we can confirm as police commissioner, then kick you out. And we can make Budram the commissioner. Lord have mercy. The man who is allegedly just like Garaj. This is the PPP doing it all over again. And I call on the US ambassador in Guyana to pull US assistance and cooperation from the Guyana police force, like Ambassador Ronald Bolland did, along with the persons in the State Department under Secretary Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. Took away assistance from the Guyana police force. The Guyana police force is a criminal and elaborate criminal enterprise. An elaborate criminal enterprise. No wonder its reputation is in tatters, and the public has lost trust in its ability to serve and protect. Elaborate criminal enterprise, the Guyana police force. And I want to emphasize, this information that was published in Big Smith News, I kid you not, I don't think Big Smith News would publish information that is detrimental to the leadership of the Guyana police force. They would not. That article reflects the level of frustration in the Guyana police force at the top. That alleged persons with serious criminal history, with serious concerns about their involvement in criminal activities in the country, about serious concerns of them communicating police information, sources, methods, and personnel with criminals and putting police lives in danger. They're going to issue a statement tomorrow and condemn it. But I'm in touch with serious police officers in the Guyana police force who confirm that. Whoever was leaking information, Budram or who, compromised lives of police officers who are out there hunting criminals. Genuinely. They compromised their lives. And that's a serious issue. That warrants not only dismissal, but prosecution. But the Guyana PPP government, Ali and Jabdeo, they're comfortable promoting people with this kind of record. Dirty, corrupt cops. Well, here, listen. They probably got secrets for each other because the people in the government are dirty and corrupt from top to bottom. From president right down, dirty and corrupt. But for non-Guyanese, wrap your minds around the fact that persons with the level of corruption, involved in the level of corruption, discussed prior on this program, are being promoted to the rank of deputy commissioner. A man accused of rape, allegedly, sexual assault or whatever, promoted. A man beating up civilians, allegedly beating up civilians, abusing civilians, allegedly thieving police assets, authorizing officers to open fire on their colleague, promoted to deputy commissioner. And a man who allowed a plane with cocaine to land in the country. And under his command, cocaine was swapped out and replaced with flour. And allegedly is in communication with drug lords and criminals who call him boss. John Gotti, yeah? The mafia. He's promoted. And the PPP government is proud of that. It seems to me that the State Department has to issue another statement. The State Department has to issue another statement. And if the people of, by the way, the opposition quiet on this matter. I see they issue a statement on Hicken being confirmed. And by the way, Hicken is no less culpable. All of them are corrupt. All of them are corrupt. There's no evidence that Simon McBean is corrupt. I must make that distinction. If you want to see an exemplary officer qualified, Simon McBean. But the PPP doesn't like him. Matter of fact, I think Jagdeo removed him before and the court had to reinstate him. Of course, he's a black man. If you're Afro Guyanese and you don't swear to uphold the laws of Bar Jagdeo and the rules and the dirty tendencies and corruption of Bar Jagdeo, no. You can't succeed in the government service of Guyana as a professional. You have to be tainted so that when we call you, you could be our puppet, right? In the meantime, Guyanese are going to cricket and jumper for the Warriors and going to party and cricket carnival and so on and so on. They don't care. Until one day when one of your family members is affected, or you yourself, then they realize, oh, wow, the Guyana police force is corrupt. I can't get justice. Or when you realize you want to protest or something, you can't get justice. Then you realize. And could you imagine this level of immense power in the hands of corrupt people? No wonder they could frame people from Guyana in the diaspora. No wonder they could create evidence to implicate their political enemies. No wonder there's nobody in the police force to hold up the guardrail and say, no, you can't do that. You can't frame people. Because all of you can go to jail. They're putting their own people in there who will protect them and carry out their political vendetta using police powers. That's what this is about. The PPP government is using 75% of the resources of the Guyana police force to pursue their political enemies and to do internal counterintelligence work. And 25% out there trying to fight crime. That's why crime is on the rise. And instead of some working to get the criminals off the street, they're working for the criminals to pay them money so that they could protect them and tip them off whenever there's police investigations against them, even when they kidnap people and kill them. It is time that the leadership of the force be disbanded. Those who have to be retrained should be retrained. And the Guyana government needs to bring in an entire technical team from the international community to assess the damage that has been done by the criminality and the establishment of the Guyana Police Force as a criminal enterprise again, and for a period of time have a police commissioner from Scotland Yard or the FBI or Canadian Mounted Police or somewhere else, until integrity and public trust can be restored to the Guyana Police Force. If not, the police force is going to help propel the nation into a failed state, like Venezuela, where police, judiciary, and the entire state apparatus doesn't function in accordance with the rule of law, but the dictates of one madman. Brace yourself. The criminals are taking over the Guyana police force. And if Guyanese like it, then remain silent. And if you don't want criminals running your police force, you need to speak up. You need to speak out. And you need to stamp it out and stop it from happening. Have a good night, everybody.